Now how about the poor teacher, whoever it was?
I
don't know.
I don't even know what she said that we did, but
It's a matter of, being inhuman to another human being. That's what it amounts to.
But all I know is that she got Sue in a lot of trouble. And
Sue?
The other girl. And Sue didn't, I don't think Sue had any, she said that we locked her in the closet. And
What do you mean, Sue and you?
Another class. And nobody locked her in the closet as far as I know. Look, I wouldn't, if she would have been locked in the closet, I sure would have heard that and turned around and looked. But
well, she may have been a little more control than that much noise. It was a little embarrassing to her. She wasn't going to call everybody's attention to her.
It wasn't fair, like, Sue was just messing around, just as much as us. The rest of the class, and now Sue's in so much trouble just because of that one teacher. And because Sue got in trouble, I blame a lot on the teacher, because Sue didn't...
Well, let's keep looking at that, because again, this is my concern, Irene, with teaching you. Sue got in trouble because of the teacher. Sue did nothing to help. Whoever Sue is, I don't know. I'm glad you didn't answer me when I asked her name, because it's easier to talk to.
She just messed around like everybody else.
Well, can you tell me what messing around means? This is what I've been trying to find out for months. Every time you would say messing around, what does it actually consist of?
Well, I don't know, we were talking, laughing.
Well, just plain talking and laughing isn't offensive.
Well, we had to catch her with a book or something.
Oh, you threw a book around,
Not just me.
But whoever was involved.
I know I did a lot. I took back a lot.
Did you talk back to the teacher?
Yeah.
And this is what you call messing around?
No.
Isn't that more disrespectful?
What I did was disrespectful. What the rest, but what else everybody else did was messing around. But I don't know.
See, what Mother is saying, at least what I'm saying, I think what Mother is saying is that we hope, Eileen, that you don't set your standards by the so-called everybody else. That you set your standards on what you know is the thing to do. I repeat, there's no doubt the teacher was not holding the class, was not doing the job that you think she should have done, from what you say. I'll accept that. But who breaks the circle when things go around and around and around? Someone has to be mature enough to move out of the circle and into the straight, right? Somebody's got to break away from it. You're intelligent, you're mature, you have the background. You can be the one that can do it. Why don't you offer the positive kind of leadership that you can, that you know you have and that I know you have, that Mother knows you have? You can be a real force in any group, can kind of kids rally around you a bit.
No, not really.
I've seen you in the lunch.
Oh, Eileen
Dad is a
can.
potential leader.
Eileen can.
It shows. Wherever she, I've seen her once in a while in a group, and you can see who the leader is in a group, and she can be.
Eileen has a very set mind, and if she decides that something should be done, this is what she perceives. This I know about her.
I think that's great.
I think it's excellent in many ways, but I've often said to her, Eileen, use your determination for right. And as long as you do, you'll be all right. And one thing, this is the one thing that bothers me so much. The main thing in our home has always been respect for an adult. I was brought up that way, my husband was. And we've been trying to teach our children the same thing. To me, I think one of the worst offenses is being disrespectful to an older person, irregardless of what the condition may be. You can say the same thing in a pleasant manner that you can in an offensive way. And this is one thing that's disturbed me recently about Eileen, that even at home, now I don't say the language that she uses is wrong, but it's the manner that a sentence is brought forth. And I told her eventually, Eileen, this is going to hurt you outside, and finally it has.
And I think you would kind of have to decide, Arlene, how you would feel about where you stood in your college class, whether you would rather be in an easier school and toward the top of the class, or in a harder school and toward the bottom of the class?
I think I would gain more by being like in the middle or the top than being at the very bottom and not being able to, keep up with everybody else.
Do you want a college course then, dear, where at the end of 4 years you would be finished with your education and able to go out and make a living? Or do you want the kind of course where at the end of 4 years it is likely that you would be going on with your education?
I'm not sure right now. I think I want to go 4 years of college, and maybe if I become a teacher, stop, and then I can always take courses again, go higher, get a higher degree. Or I think a social worker or a psychologist has to go 5 years.
Or 6 years or 7 years? It would depend on what you chose after that.
I don't think I want to go more than maybe 5 or 6 years, or more than 5.
Well, I think you've given me kind of a pretty comprehensive idea of what you're looking for. And then I would have to ask you, sir, the hard question of how much could you contribute to your daughter's education?
Well, that's a hard question to say, because if she lives away from home, it's a different story altogether. If she's at home, then it's another story.
Right.
So, but the way she's talking, she doesn't want to stay home. So I would say maybe about $1,000, $1,500 is about the best I could give her a year to go away to college.
Mm-hmm. Then it would seem to me that, Arlene, that the most realistic way to plan it would be to think about where you could go if your father could give you $1,000 to $1,500, and then to try for scholarship in some other places that might be somewhat more expensive. But I think you kind of have to plan for where you would go if you didn't get any financial aid from someone. I mean, you always have to, you can look at the brightest side about where you would like to go. You can have all your dream schools. Then at the bottom, you ought to have some college of last resort where you could be sure that you would go if none of your dreams came true.